Hi.
We're back with episode 7.
Set.
Yeah,
Episode set.
and we've kind of been a little bit busy,
This week, yeah. This was a pretty eventful week, actually.
because like the weather was finally
Mm-hmm.
nicer or nice
Mm-hmm.
compared to what it's usually been for New York City weather these days. So means you gotta take the opportunity, seize the day, go out and like experience life. So that's what we try to do.
We tried to
Carpe
seize life.
diem.
Yeah. Well, so yesterday we went out. We went back to our old stomping grounds, the Lower East Side.
Yes.
Um,
Well, yeah. First we
mhm.
went really low though. Like, it wasn't technically our. I guess like it
What?
kind of is our. Well, still like the Lancey. Like,
Yeah, Bowery.
okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
So we went to this club. Well, is it a club? It's a bar loungy place with like dance space.
Yeah. I guess any would what classifies a club.
Yeah.
Like, do you have to pay to get in for it to be a club?
I feel like a club is where the dance floor is the main attraction, whereas a bar lounge, the bar is the main attraction and it has space where you can dance or lounge.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like most of the places we go are bar lounges and identify themselves as bar lounges, and I feel like the only time we've ever been to like a club is Slate, and that time we went to Atlantic City and we went to that club
Oh
in the
yeah.
hotel.
Hotel the pool after dark.
Yeah, which was
Um.
terrible. At least when we were
No,
there.
well, I don't think it's that bad. Maybe we were also in a different mindset back then, and
A little
it wasn't.
bit.
But
It was just like the music was so up tempo, Jersey Shore, do a line of coke in the bathroom type of music. There was like no downbeats at all. It was really weird.
that is true from what I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah,
It
and
was
there was
like
like a huge pool in the middle of the place.
yeah. I mean, it was really nice, but
Hmm.
it was also, I guess, early because you got to go in free
If you got
if
there
you got there a
early
certain
before like
time.
the club starts to pop off, I
Yeah, so
guess.
there's just a lot of people there kind of like drinking or just sitting bored waiting for it to get like later.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I guess we were in a different mindset then because if it was us now, we would have stayed
You would
for
have
like the
tried to
whole
make more
time.
of it or something.
No, we
Like,
would have just waited it out until it got better.
maybe.
Because we were trying, we were dancing. We even went to
No.
like the upstairs,
Yeah,
the
we did.
outside.
We
There
did.
was like some fashion show that
Yeah.
we watched.
Something going
Yeah,
on.
and we were gonna go back, but then I guess we got
Not enough
tired
time.
or
I don't
something. I
know.
don't even
Yeah.
remember. Yeah.
That was a while ago, like
Yeah.
3 years ago, probably.
Oh my god, it is like 3 years ago.
Anywho,
Anywho.
yeah.
So yeah, so last night the first place we went was this lounge called Fat Baby. We've been
Hmm.
there once before briefly last summer. Um, so we decided to try that again just to see how it is. Because we kind of feel like we've like exhausted all the free bar lounges in the Lower East Side. So we're trying
Yeah,
to
that have
like
dancing
that
as an
have that
option.
have dancing in it. So we're just trying to like go back out and check out our local spots and then see if we could find new spots. So we went back to that baby, and to me it looked completely different, like similar, like especially like once we got downstairs because it
Hmm.
has two floors. There's the upstairs when you walk in that has the bar to the right and then some like seats to a left and then like two little steps and then like a well, like a small space.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not really
Well,
a dance
it's not a
floor.
dance. Well, I
It's
guess
just
you could dance there. It's just mainly like a loungy space.
yeah, it's more like a loungy
Like there's like
space.
couches on the side and
Yeah,
stuff.
and then there's a downstairs with a stage with more lounge seating and another bar. And that's like, I guess, the main dancing space. And
Yeah.
that's the part that looks the most familiar because I guess that's where we went over the summer. But to me, it still looked unfamiliar too because I guess I was like really drunk when I went last time. So seeing it in my sober mind, it looked completely different. So when we got there, it was like 11:30, and people were like, coming in, going to the bar, drinking. No one was really dancing. There was like one person there, one person over here that were kind of dancing, but it wasn't like
Wasn't like
live.
dancing.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't like
like there
yeah,
to dance. It was like I'm just hanging out, drinking with my buddy.
yeah,
The
yeah,
song sounds cool. Let me like
yeah.
move around real quick to it.
Right. So then we go to like the back of the downstairs where there's a little stage, and then like as time goes on, more people start dancing and whatever, and it gets like a little bit better, but then it's like the music doesn't get better. Like it was like decent, a lot of top.
I didn't mind the music because I
Well,
like
yeah,
top 40 stuff
yeah,
more than I guess Kristen likes top
yeah.
40. But I mean, if I had to stay there, I could have danced. I could have made some like like enjoy the experience for what it is and just like
Mm-hmm.
dance to top 40
Uh
for
huh.
even though like that's not like my ideal like
Uh huh.
going out like what I would picture from my going out night. Like if I'm getting like gonna put on some makeup on my face, then I want to experience. There are a few things I want to experience when I
Uh-huh. Okay.
go to out or to a club
Uh-huh.
that don't almost never always happen. I want I want to experience like decent music from the very beginning. Like I get
Yeah.
in and I can like just start dancing right
Yeah.
away.
Mm-hmm.
And like I want to have a space for me to put my jacket and stuff so I'm not
Yeah.
like hanging on to it worried about stuff being stolen like
Yeah.
being hindered from my dancing
Yeah.
moves.
Or free coat check or
Yeah.
very low price coat check.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
then I also want like, I want it to be like with people, like a plethora of different people
Mm-hmm.
in the club, like not
Mm-hmm.
one type of people.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want it to be so packed where I feel like I'm like sardine in a can.
Yeah, you want to have space to move around.
Yeah, or like space like to take
Mm-hmm.
a break if you're getting really tired after going
Yeah.
hard for like 20 songs or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then also, of course, I want to see some nice boy specimens that are
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
decent,
Yeah, like actually cute boys that are not coupled up already.
Yeah, I don't want to see. I mean, I don't care if couples come, but I
No,
don't.
no, I don't
Yeah.
care, but it's like if all the like cute boys are coupled up, it's like,
Oh, well,
yeah,
I'm a downer tonight. But
yeah,
like, it's not a huge thing. Those are things that I look for
yeah,
when I go. When I go, I want to have a. I want to be able to dance right away.
uh-huh.
I want the music to be good instantly, and I don't want to
Mhm.
wait like half an hour to
Yeah,
like for it to get started.
yeah,
And I want it to be a good selection of people that I can mingle and mix with.
yeah. But you know what the tragedy of this is that all those things you listed, happy endings had that.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Our
Why?
little spot that was like a
Yeah,
loungy space, but you
yeah.
could dance there as well, and it
Yeah,
was free to get in.
exactly. And I feel like even though it was a bar lounge, people came there specifically to dance.
Yeah,
As opposed to, I feel like most of the bar lounges we go to, people come there to drink and then dancing's like the
like
second.
afterthought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, a happy ending. Even coat check wasn't even mandatory.
Yeah, it wasn't mandatory, but we always checked because it was
Yeah,
like two
it wasn't that
dollars.
bad. But
Yeah.
like I've seen people just walk through and just
Yeah.
like put their coat. You could get a
Hmm.
room that even in like one of those like side chairs and sit down and like put your stuff
Yeah,
in there.
yeah. Like it was modeled after an old bathhouse. That like the name Happy Ending is like a play on those old New York bathhouses where you can get like a massage and a like
Happy
wank.
ending.
Yeah, so there was like the bar, then like the dancing space, and there were these little like shower rooms that they turned into like seating areas. So if you
Yeah.
got there at a certain time, you could like go into the seating
And
area,
like
but then
claiming your own private little booth
yeah, but
free.
then like interesting people would come in there
Yeah.
too, and you'd meet like interesting people, like real
Mhm.
cash,
Mhm.
and you could almost always find someone to dance with,
Yeah. Interesting encounters would
Yeah,
happen.
yeah,
It's just a good place all around. I
yeah,
don't
like
understand what happened.
diverse crowd. Yeah, and it looked like they were making money. I bet you they're renovating to open up elsewhere or to like make that space bigger. I bet you
Hopefully.
something like that happened.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And
But
anywho's.
yeah, so Fat Baby for me wasn't doing it. Like, okay, like I like top 40 kinda. Like there's certain songs I can jam to, but I can only do that for so long. I can't do it for like an hour or more because then it just gets boring for me. And then after a while, all the songs like start to sound the same to me. It's like girl singing something something beat drop It's a lot of them to me
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean,
sound the same.
no, top
Not
40
that
is,
they're not bad, that they're bad. It's just
yeah.
like
I mean, top 40 nowadays, everything is kind of the similar in some way,
yeah.
but yeah.
So it just like wasn't doing it for me, and the boys were weird.
Yeah, there was no
And
one. I didn't see anyone really good there. I was trying to
no,
spot around, but some of the guys were. Most of the guys there also seemed like they were kind of in couples.
yeah, that too. Well, the eligible bachelors were all like coupled up, and then like all the weird guys were gravitating to us, and
Oh, well, I
then
guess that's why they're weird and
yeah,
alone.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What's this thing with boys going to the club alone,
Because
looking for
they want
girls?
a one night stand.
Oh, that's
Because sometimes the
creepy.
girl gets a little lonely and she doesn't feel cute, so some guy
Yeah.
just gotta swoop her and swoop
At least
in.
go in like a group of your friends. That makes you look like a creep. Like you come to the club alone just to pick up a girl. Like, ugh. Anywho. So then we leave and we took a cab to our kind of like our new go to spot since Happy Endings closed, which is called Central Bar. I think we've talked about Central Bar several times before. Oh, it's where we went for New Year's. That's when we talked
Yeah.
about it. And that was fun. You
Except
know.
when we first got
Oh
there,
yeah.
like go up the stairs and
Yeah.
then greeted to a big pile of vomit
Vomits.
on the floor.
Like right when you come up the stairs before you go to the dance floor, there's like a huge puddle of puke, and they didn't even use that charcoal or granola shit. You know, like in school when someone pukes.
I think
and
I
they
know
put
what you're
that.
talking about, but I've never really seen it used, but I know what you're
Really?
talking
It's
about.
like what they use to make the throw up hard so that you can sweep it up. So you're not sweeping up.
I know what you're. I don't
Look,
think I've ever seen it, but I know what you're talking
okay,
about.
yeah, but they just put some napkins down and then they sweep it up.
Ugh.
It was just so weird because you know what makes it even more interesting is like in the cab ride there we're talking about maybe we've exhausted all the good free club bar lounges in New York. Maybe we need to start like going to places where you need to pay a cover. Like maybe that's the key to finding new good spots. And then we walk into Central Bar and there's puke on the ground. Like that just reaffirms what we're saying.
It's probably puke at the places you
Yeah,
pay to get into.
yeah. But I was just saying, like that was just so interesting for that to happen after that discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I guess that's our new debate. Should we branch out into the world of cover charge clubs?
I think it's worth trying out
Mm-hmm.
just for a little, anyways, just to get a
Yeah.
vibe. Because you
Yeah.
never know who you might not be meeting when you're not paying a little bit of extra to get a little better quality.
Exactly.
They weed out those cheapskates.
Exactly, because
Those
sometimes you have to pay to have an experience. You
Yeah.
know, experiences don't always happen for free.
Mm-hmm.
We've tried the free thing. And
We've had
it's
experiences.
Yeah, we have.
We feel like they could be potentially better if we like paid a little.
Or if not better, different. Because
Yeah.
everything's getting a little like one note.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we just have something different just to see. But yeah, so that was Saturday night.
Yeah.
Semi successful, semi not.
It was like, I think it was a good experience. I thought it was successful enough compared to like our past outings where we haven't really gotten to dance as much. Like we got to Central Bar. Like we were luckily that the night that we went out, we were able to find places to put our jackets down. So that's like always a plus.
Yeah.
Where you don't have to pay to put your jacket away. You can put it down and still dance, and even your purse as well, because you know your purses are full of like all that good stuff, junk that you need in case of emergency happens. So it's too heavy to dance with. And then also like the music was pretty decent enough that you could get like a good dancing in. Like Central Bar is always good, reliable in the sense that they play like top 40, but then they also play like they have like a reggae moment and like a Spanish moment.
Yeah,
and then, like mix
an old school hip hop moment.
Yeah,
it's like
give you a chance to like do some booty shake. we could have twerked.
Oh yeah.
They're playing some
There were
twerking.
people twerking in there to the
Yeah.
left.
And there's always like I feel like it's really funny about Central Bars. Like whenever we go upstairs. Like, cause there's 2 levels to Central Bar. There's like the downstairs level and the upstairs level. And whenever you go upstairs, that's where the main dancing is. There's always like there's like one group of like black people.
Oh yeah.
They're always in the same corner, like always getting it really hard. And it's like, are these the same people?
But it's not. Well, at least I don't think so.
I don't think so. But I'm like, how do they all know to go to that one chair in the corner?
Maybe just they know we need to have a seat sometimes. Yeah. Because you know they come in groups. Because there's always a group of black people and a group of South Asian people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that always get mad live when that one song comes on.
The Jay-Z.
Punjabi.
The Jay-Z song.
Yeah, the Jay-Z Punjabi song.
I forget what it's called. But
I think it's called Punjabi MC. Yeah.
But
so yeah. So very like diverse crowd. Everyone's real chill. You know.
Yeah, the Central Bar is diverse crowd. I feel like it is, since it's near NYU area, it's probably like a lot of like people, like seniors from NYU there. That's not a bad thing, but it's also a mixture. It's not just like
like a
kids.
Bunch of different ages are there.
It's not just strictly college kids, but you could probably like say you look like you're still in college.
Yeah, like during New Year's there were a lot of like young college kids, like just turned 21, 22.
Yeah.
So you can meet anyone.
Yeah, but it's not, so it was I think it was an overall good in general dancing experience for last night, because I feel like the last couple times that we have gone out, we didn't really get to dance as much. Like I remember the week before last or whatever, where we went to Tribeca to sway. That place, like, we didn't really get to sway much.
We didn't get to sway much.
We just swayed, and that's about it. Like, didn't really
exactly. There wasn't much to sway to.
Yeah, so.
That's the problem. But yeah, I'm ready to venture into, cover charge world. Because we did pay a cover charge for San Cubano that one time. And that wasn't much. Well, it was interesting. It just,
It's because like we had expectations.
Yeah,
we had already been there, so like it kind of like brought us down a level.
Yeah.
We were like, why are we gonna pay all this money when we were here for free? We didn't even know.
Yeah,
It's like the
we
first
weren't
night they're ever charging
to like
dole
drop
money.
that much money.
Yeah, we're talking to some like kids on a budget.
Yeah,
exactly. Like prepared to
but,
they'll drop money like that. At least on covers, like. Understanding if I'm going to spend money to get something to drink, but I have like this set budget for that.
Yeah, like you have to like know in advance how much you're going to spend before you go out.
At least if you want to be like not reckless and like come home and be like, oh my god, I just like blew like $200 in one night, and I could have used that to buy some new shoes or some dinner, some lunch through the week,
Exactly, but that's what we're gonna be feeling when we venture into cover charge land, though.
Yeah.
So we have to be prepared to spend money.
And covers.
Yeah. The covers range from like 6 to 20, so we have a wide range.
Yeah.
To play with.
Yeah, you never know. One night we might be looking extra cute. And there might not be enough girls in the clubs. And they'll be like, get in for free, yo.
And I'm planning on looking much cuter in the summertime.
I think a lot of people plan on being way cuter in the summer.
Yeah.
It's like less of a hassle to be cute.
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to be freezing.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, hopefully new things to report about in the future.
Cover club experience.
Yeah. So on the flip side, today we did like a little tour of Williamsburg.
Yeah, like one of our many little tours.
Yeah. This one was real thorough though.
Yeah,
we kind of went like all over.
Yeah, we had a good walk. Because like we started it off with brunch right off Bedford, and it was a bottomless brunch in this place called Station. And it was like a cute little French little cafe, like bistro place. And there was this like French waiter guy who was pretty cute, and he spoke in French. And he had a French accent. Like there was a lot.
Because it is French themed. Restaurant. Yeah.
But there's like a lot of European people there. I felt like, or people who,
in the restaurant. Yeah. Because like So the seating's like really close together there. So they sat us next to these two British guys who were like super British, like
Cheers,
cheers,
mate.
mate.
Cheers, mate.
I'm waiting for the check. And they had like northern accents too, so they were like real English. So yeah, and then there were like this French family to the right of us, and this other multilingual family over there. So yeah, it's very diverse. And we like just walking around like Williamsburg, we heard like a lot of people speaking French.
Yeah,
it was,
I don't know
like,
if it's
bizarre.
Like French holiday in Williamsburg or just like a lot of French people live in Williamsburg, but that's like really weird. Like
that's
everywhere
where
French.
All the French expatriates go to Williamsburg to live.
Yeah. But the bottomless brunch is good. Did you like your French toast, right?
Yeah. It was like a brick of brioche bread.
Yes, go to our Instagram.
It's on our Instagram. Made into French toast, and it was really good. And it was exactly what I needed because we went OD on mimosas, and I needed all that bread to soak up all the alcohol that we drank.
We had to go hard. Like it was $40 for bottomless brunch, which means bottomless alcohol and like whatever breakfast was on the brunch menu for $40, which is a good deal. So like if you're paying that for a bottomless brunch, you have to drink a decent amount. So like I had at least like 8 glasses. I know.
But usually 4 is like my max before I know I might go over to too drunk to stand land. So 4 is like really good for me. I now like in retrospect I'm like I should have got that sangria. By the time I used the bathroom that second time, I was like, maybe I could have consumed more.
I could have had more too, but it's a Sunday, you know.
Yeah, and you never want to like risk it, especially when you're day drinking, because you don't want to be like sloppy during the day.
I can't be sloppy on a Sunday.
Yeah, in Williamsburg.
It's already the Lord's Day.
It's already the Lord's Day.
Yeah. But yeah, like so, we both got nice off of mimosas. Like. That was like we wished because we tried to pregame before we went out on the night before. We pre-gamed with a Malibu lemonade concoction, and then followed by a colada vodka lemonade concoction, followed by an attempt to do some tequila orange flavored Jello shots.
Some last minute Jello shots that we made just to pregame with.
Yeah, just to pregame with. Half of it is going to be for me to eat tomorrow, non-alcoholic half. But yeah, so we tried to pregame with that, and we had like a decent buzz-ish, and we left. By the time we got to the place we were going, though, it was kind of like gone, which is the case whenever we pregame. Yeah. But we were like, we need to like pregame with mimosas, because that's like.
You can drink a lot of those.
You can drink a lot of those, not feel sick. Like, because I feel like whenever to drink a drink, it's always a chore. And like those like pregame mixers that we had the night before was kind of like a chore, but I just did it anyways. Yeah. Now if I have mimosas, I could drink that and not feel like it was a chore. And I feel like super. Mimosas make you feel happy and light.
Yeah, they just make you feel like light and fluffy. See, like Malibu mixed with lemonade, I can drink like juice because Malibu is very like soft for some reason. So I can do that and mimosas. And
but like the vodka one was more of a chore.
Yeah, because vodka is so disgusting.
That's not a huge fan of vodka. We got like a giant, like extremely large gallon of vodka in our
housewarming
cabinet of liquor. So yeah, we gotta figure out what to do with that down the road.
Maybe if we have another party.
Yeah, another party, a Brooklyn party. But yeah, so the mimosas, we like had a lot of those, and they were really good. And we're like, we need to pregame with those next time. Because we'll probably have a longer. Our buzz will last longer. Because it lasted pretty long when we were done, right?
Yeah. Because I didn't lose mine completely until well after. Oh, I guess that was the third time I used the bathroom. Yeah. I used the bathroom like 3 times within the span of like 25 minutes.
No, I feel like I had to do the same too, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So
alcohol, man.
It goes straight through you, which is why like I could have drank more. See, if I had peed earlier, if we didn't have to like rush out after bottomless brunch.
We didn't have to rush.
Well, yeah, but it just felt like people are waiting, and it's like,
I didn't feel the need to rush. I thought we were good. Like, because we used the bathroom before we left.
Yeah, but that was like right before we left. I mean, if I used the bathroom, then we had like another like 20 something minutes there. Then I could have like drank more.
Oh, okay,
like,
yeah.
After you like pee, like you
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like, I'm a little bit
space.
more sober than I was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah. Like, that's crazy how much alcohol makes you have to use a bathroom. Like, there's no tomorrow. Like, you just have the sensation like you can't hold it.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's the effects of alcohol.
Yeah, like your body's like, I need to get all this poison out of you immediately. Like,
yeah, it's like doing its job to figure it out. Like, come on, let me get it out. They're like, oh my god, I have to use the bathroom.
Yeah, but luckily, we walked to McCarran Park, so we just used the park bathroom.
Yeah, wasn't that bad?
Yeah, so yeah, we walked like all the way up to McCarran, into Greenpoint, and turned back around, walked by the pier.
Where Smorgasburg
is during the summer. And then we walked all the way to Southside Williamsburg, like cross where the bridge is. Then we like hung a right and walked to like to Williamsburg near like the J, and then walked up to like the Lorimer L stop.
And, the Lorimer GL stop.
Yeah.
And we got some cupcakes from
Brooklyn Cupcake.
Yeah.
Which is this little like well, I guess it's not little anymore because they have multiple locations now. Bakery owned by these Latino women in Williamsburg, and their cupcakes are really good. They're really moist. I haven't eaten mine completely yet. I just took a bite of each. I got tiramisu and I got carrot, and they're both really good.
I had taken a bite of each earlier, but I did eat one of mine. I got dulce de leche and I got French toast. And she offered to put some maple syrup on it.
Yeah.
I was like, OMG, what's that?
So I guess it like they're serious about their flavors. Yeah. I kind of wanted to try the coquito one because I'm like, where else are you gonna get that? But I was like nervous. Didn't want to like try anything. Yeah. But I just read on like their Instagram that their cupcakes are now going to be featured in the new Brooklyn Whole Foods that just opened in Gowanus.
That is cool.
So I'm like, blowing up. So if you want some, but you don't want to go all the way to Williamsburg, go to Gowanus to the new Whole Foods and
get some up
there.
Yeah.
I'm curious how this new Whole Foods looks.
When it didn't open yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, we did like a good exploration, and it was a nice day to explore because like the sun was shining, and there wasn't like a super wind coming around to like knock you out. So that was good too.
Yeah, it was just like really nice, and everyone was like ready for summer. Everyone had the sunnies on. Kind of wish we brought our sunnies, actually. Like, we're always making fun of people that wear sunglasses the minute the sun starts to shine. But today was like a day where you kind of needed some sunglasses.
Yeah. Like, everywhere you turn, you're like squinting. You're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I guess spring really is coming. So.
Yeah, now just spring wardrobe shopping.
Yeah, I'm gonna like completely overhaul like my wardrobe
me too.
And like update it to have more of a like not curated, more of a like developed sense of style, like a purpose.
Yeah.
As opposed to just grabbing things. Like there's nothing wrong with like grabbing things you think are cute or whatever. But I just want I want to have more of a like a little bit more of a flair or something. So. Definitely need to overhaul, update my wardrobe. Maybe we can do like a lookbook.
We
could for our channel.
We could.
On the stuff that we get.
Yeah, I mostly bought pants. I do like shirts. I feel like I'm less attracted to shirts. With shirts, I'm just like if it's black and it has like a little bit of lace, that's what I'm all about.
Black and all
black. Yeah, like. I've been kind of venturing into color in terms of shirts. I don't know if that's me. Like black is more me.
Black is more.
Yeah.
I like
in terms
colors.
of shirts, but when it comes to like accessories, like shoes or a jacket
Like the
or
pocket
purse,
there.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I like. I think I like colored like shirts
Mm-hmm.
and jackets and things. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. We'll just see what develops.
Yeah.
What catches my eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many things out
Mm-hmm.
this season. All these different prints and patterns and
Yeah.
styles.
Dude, the bucket bag really is the bag of the season. Everywhere like I look, they have bucket bags. I'm like, I need one.
Oh,
It
so
needs to happen.
maybe you should
It
like
needs to
jump on that
happen.
right
That
now.
Zara blue suede one I showed you before.
Yeah.
Like, maybe this needs to happen. But
Yeah.
my birthday's coming up soon, so it probably won't happen.
Happy birthday to you.
I know.
From yourself, or are you gonna ask your mom for it?
I know. So I just like completely forgot that it's almost my birthday and I can like actually ask for things. I forgot that I can actually ask for things. I don't have to buy everything
by yourself.
For my birthday, I can get things. Wow.
Or you could treat yourself.
I might do that. I might just do both.
But you can just treat yourself and
Yeah.
not even have a birthday as an
Maybe
excuse.
I can buy more clothes.
Clogs for your birthday. Happy birthday to Crystal.
Yeah. Maybe I really want boots. I know it's not boot season, but I really... Well, every season is boot season in my opinion.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I will wear booties in the summertime. For sure. But you're not sad if you have some clogs on.
I guess not. If you got a new wardrobe, you're not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe. Or should I use money for clothes?
And then you're gonna use money for travel.
I got my travel money already, thanks to Uncle Sam. That's
so no, but I mean like for Cali.
Oh, for Cali. That's long term. I'm talking birthday splurge right now, okay?
It's not that long term. Because like
when Cali's gonna be like September.
Yeah, but October. If you think about it, the art of planning a trip, you have to plan it out a few months in advance if you want to get deals. Like, because that whole going on a whim. I want to go in September. Buying a ticket in September, or even like August isn't like so smart in terms of saving. But since
I think we should go in October and book by June, July.
Yeah,
June,
yeah.
July.
But also since
because then you have to book hotel too.
Yeah, for that one we'd have to book a place to stay as opposed to London, and then like there might be more transportation costs because they don't have a huge like, like underground subway MTA sort of thing. They have their own thing.
So tourists like cab or buses.
I mean, they have buses. Then people rent cars and drive. Oh. But I don't want to drive in LA if we're going to LA. LA traffic. No, I've heard lots of horror stories about that. Yeah. But I guess. And also, we gotta research
Yeah, we gotta research how to be a tourist in LA. Like where would we even go? What are the tourist spots in LA? Theater. Oh yeah, but like, what else is there to do?
Go to the mall.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not a trip where you go shopping.
Well, not to go shopping.
Unless you go vintage.
But we could just go to the mall. We gotta go to Santa Monica Pier.
Yeah. But how far is that? Santa Monica is not in LA though.
I know, but
you gotta drive. That's the thing with California. There's so many different places to go. They're all like far.
Right out, yeah. You need a car to get there.
Yeah, so that's like we really have to like have a plan of
attack.
Yeah, and like actually
how to do LA
search the distances and how tourists get there and is it even possible?
Chateau Montmartre. That's what the Sweatlands got.
Oh no,
it's like
we can't go there.
It's like this club anyone is there.
Oh well, we can't be there. Obviously,
I don't want to be caught with any. Speaking of, I was about to make a drug joke. We went to one of the clubs last night before we went to.
When we were going to La Caverna, which is like across the street from Fat Baby.
Yeah. Do we want to blow up their spot?
Well, no, because they weren't sanctioned. They kicked him out because he was doing drugs.
Yeah, apparently some kid was doing drugs in the bathroom, and they like threw him out immediately as soon as they saw him.
And the bouncer was like, if I see your face here again, I'm gonna arrest you.
Yeah.
So they take drug use very seriously.
As it should be.
There, so
But yeah,
yeah.
so that's just a little interesting tidbit.
Yeah, but that's so interesting because like that's kind of stuff like you don't hear about too much anymore.
Like people doing drugs in clubs.
Yeah, I mean, you know it happens because you know people in our age group are doing drugs if what they were doing in college is any indicator of that. So you know it happens, but it's like you don't see it as often as people expect you to see it.
Yeah. As often as people do it, it's not like people are, I guess, are more smart about how they go about doing it. So they're more like hush on it.
Because especially since like the Lower East Side used to be known for like drug use and debauchery, and now bouncers are like gonna arrest you and like
rough you up.
But it was so funny because he's like such a big, like intimidating bouncer, but he looked so serious about the drug use. He was like, I want you to know I will arrest you. Like he sounded dead serious.
I believe so.
Yeah, so it's just like interesting.
He's like, don't ever come back here. Like, kind of like, get out of here.
Yeah, I was like, damn, they take it real serious. And they like brought the contraband out. I guess it was like a waiter or someone, like a bartender. Like confiscated it and brought it out to the bouncer to discard of.
Yeah.
It was like,
that was intense. Man.
Yeah.
Like they confiscated his drugs. They didn't even like tell him to get out. Yeah. They're like, throw you out.
I wonder if someone ratted on him, man.
I feel like somebody had to have like caught him in the bathroom and someone went,
like, oh,
said,
that kid's using drugs.
Hey, there's someone doing drugs in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Maybe he felt unsafe whoever walked in on the guy.
Oh my god, that's so nouveau New York. In old school New York, someone would be like, oh, can I have some? That's how you know the city's changing. People rat on you if you do drugs in the bathroom of a club. That's so not New York. Oh, speaking of illicit behavior, did you hear the James Franco story?
Yes, I did.
Him soliciting underage sex.
Well, I don't know who was soliciting.
He was.
He
was. He even admitted.
Amber and I were talking about it.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, because the girl, if you haven't heard of it by now, which I don't know why, the girl is 17, right? And she's like Swedish, and she somehow like ran into James Franco or saw him leaving at a club or event, and she like filmed him, and then he saw her and he was like, oh, tag me in whatever you're filming or whatever, and or something like, so I know. So I guess she did it, and then they started, but it wasn't over Instagram. It was over text. Yeah, he was texting because he like, it was like iMessage. He reached out to her after she tagged him, and he started texting with her, and then she's like, how do I know you're really James Franco? And then he's like, well, why would I do this? You know, why would I be texting you? I have better things to do with my time if I wasn't, or something like along those lines. And then she's like, wait. If you're really James, I'll like do something. What he wanted her to do something, and she was like, he wanted her to come over. Yeah, okay, yeah. So he's like, I'll like believe you if you take a picture holding a sign with my name on it that you're really talking to me. Then I'll do whatever you're asking of me. And basically, is what she implied. So he did it, and it was like weird. And I guess she never went over. But I'm like, it was just like really. He seemed really intent on getting this girl to come over. And I understand, okay, different countries have different ages of consent. Even different states in America have different ages of consent. But there was just something very, like, sleazy about it, especially, like, his age versus her age. Him being twice her age. Yeah, and him being so, like, intent. Because how old is he, 35? At least. Yeah, so it was just, like... It's really creepy, and it's just like... I don't get it, though, because we were like, we don't get... First of all, we don't get why this girl wasn't smart enough to sell her story to TMZ, make some... Because she's a child, that's why! I know, we were like, she's so dumb, she's so, so dumb, so stupid that... No, she's a child who was propositioned by this grown-ass man that could have been her daddy. I know! And she... No, we were like... Come on, girl. You're 17. You couldn't like try to make a buck off that. Because then when girls do sell their stories to TMZ, it's like, oh, she was just doing that for attention.
she's a whore. She entrapped him just to get money from TMZ. Like she would have been damned if she did. Damned if she did.
I would have preferred to make some pocket change. I don't think they would
Yeah.
have called her one because of how it came
Yeah.
to be. It would
They
have
would
still
have. They
been the
would have been like,
same.
oh, this 17-year-old girl entrapped him just to get his story on
Because she
TMZ.
posted it on Instagram, so I mean, like,
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like maybe they would have said it that way, but I don't think
I
she.
don't know.
It would have been evidenced by the text that she didn't really entrap him in any way.
I don't know.
But yeah, she is young, so that's why we're like that's partly why she's so young. He shouldn't have been doing that. She didn't even think about trying to make money off of it.
Yeah, she was just like, oh my god, this celebrity is texting me. Let me put it on Instagram because that's what people do. Like when celebrities like DM them, everyone screen caps it and post it on like their Instagram. Like that's like kids do. Like so that was like a very a normal reaction to like post it on Instagram.
What I don't get is why he was so intent on getting this girl. Yeah. Like, dude, you're James Franco, first of all.
Exactly. You get you're like not, anyone.
You're not like bad looking. You're not bad to look at. People think you're cute. People think like you're smart at least and kind of funny and have a certain charisma about you. All you have to
I don't know if he's smart. I think
he's
he likes for people to think that he's smart. I don't know if he's actually smart.
Well, I don't know to what degree of smart he is or how much intelligence he has, but I do believe he's a smart guy because the way he is able to handle his career and like make certain decisions.
He's savvy.
Yeah, he knows how to like handle himself in his career, at least up until now, anyways. We'll see how he turns this thing around.
Apparently he admitted to it on some talk show. I didn't get to see the clip.
It was on Live with Kelly. He went on it the next day. Kelly and Michael. Apparently, I didn't see it yet either, but apparently he went on and it was awkward. But he like talked about it openly. So I don't know if that was like a stunt on his part. Like he has some like grand plan for that he's gonna reveal later on.
No.
But I mean, I don't get why he would do that because, like I said, he's James Franco. All he has to do is go into any club, and any girl that's that's totally of age that's in these clubs would go home with him.
But he always strikes me as a little weird, though. There is something off about him.
Well, he does strike me as weird, but so I didn't think it was crazy weird.
I could see him doing something like that just to do it, because he seems like someone who just acts on his first instinct and doesn't think of
consequences. Yeah. Like when he wanted to be on General Hospital and he was on General Hospital.
Or when he wants to get these like 1,000,000 degrees.
My grandma hates James Franco. She was like, "Did you?" She's like, "He looks like a weirdo." Like ever since he like came on General Hospital. For those of you who don't know, it's an ABC dickhead show. And ever since he was on General Hospital, his character was called Franco, and he would just say like he would just be weird. He was like a serial killer basically.
Yeah, he gives off that vibe like he could be.
My grandma hated him. She's like, I hate this guy. He looks crazy. Yeah. She's like, I can't stand him. And now like this whole thing happens, and she's like, did you hear about James Franco? I knew he was a freak.
Oh my god, that's why like it's so hard for me. Like when I watch a James Franco movie trailer, I'm like, ugh, this is gonna be dead. He just like
po-po's out.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about his acting that's like, I'm like, is this good? What is this? Is this good? Like that movie, that mountain movie.
127 hours.
Yeah, I'm like, this is a good movie. His acting, I don't know. But this is a good movie. He like, you know what I'm saying? Like his movies are really good, but his acting, I'm always like, there's just something that's like, I don't know.
You're not quite sure.
Yeah.
Like, well, I can see why you'd say that because there's always like there are certain actors or most actors that when they're doing a role, they seem like the same character from other roles that they're in, or like they're portraying qualities of themselves in their role. I don't know.
Well, it's not that. It's just like I can't put my finger on it. But whenever I see a trailer of his, I'm like, oh my god, he's so bad. But when I watch the movie, like I almost always enjoy his movies.
Well, like, have you seen Oz?
Oz.
The Wizard of Oz movie that he was awesome, great, and
No, oh my
powerful.
god, that sounds like something I do not want to watch.
That
The
was
slightest.
weird. That was kind of weird. Like,
No.
yeah, it was not bad
Mhm.
movie,
Mhm.
but it was kind of weird, and I feel like that's just the kind of vibe he gives off in all of his
Yeah,
movies. Like,
yeah,
it's
that like
kind of weird, but
weird
I'm not
vibe.
bad. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, not bad. It's just some things like, nah, it makes you like, but I don't like hate him. This
uh,
whole thing is weird though. This like,
Texting thing, yeah.
yeah,
There's no need
yeah,
for that, James Franco.
yeah,
James Franco, why? Do we
yeah,
need to tag you in this? And you'll
yeah.
like
Because
respond.
it's like when you're 35, you look at like when I'm 24, going almost 25. When I look at 17-year-olds, I'm like, you're a child. You're 35. I don't know.
Maybe this girl didn't look like a child. I don't know, but it
The
doesn't
minute you
excuse
hear
it.
it's 1-7, you're like,
Like, yes, away from me.
yeah.
Back
It's
away.
like,
Hands in
okay,
the
yeah.
air. Celebrity.
Hands in the air. Hands in the air. Man in the air. Everywhere. But yeah. Anywho,
Yeah, so that's the James Franco portion of
yeah.
this podcast. Let us know your opinions on this
Yeah,
whole
I'm
little
curious about everyone
scandal.
else's
What do you
opinion.
think of his acting? What do you think of
Yeah,
this whole little thing? Do
yeah,
you get a weird vibe from him? Most
yeah,
people seem to get that vibe.
yeah.
Let us know.
Please. I feel like that's the only celebrity gossip I'm really up on right now.
That's like the main thing. Like that happened like Thursday.
Mm.
So like that's everyone's on that right now.
Yeah.
Um
Mm.
but
Yeah. So another thing that we wanted to talk to you guys about was interviewing.
yeah.
So
Not the best segue from James
yeah, I
Franco.
know.
Like, I'm gonna have to try to like make that little
I know, a leap and a bound segue. But because like speaking of our eventful week,
yeah.
both of us had interviews this week.
Yeah.
And
it's like there's an art to an interview. We just
mm-hmm.
wanted to give you guys some tips or like at least our thoughts on what would help make interviewing better and the whole process a little bit easier on your end. Even though like we're not interview experts, of course, but it's just our thoughts.
Yeah.
So.
Well, in general, obviously you want to be prepared. You want to know about the company, but you also want to know a lot about your industry in general. So that's always number one. Like before you even apply to jobs, I feel like you really need to know a lot about your industry so that you can have like just a working general vocabulary knowledge of the general industry. Or maybe I'm talking from like the social work perspective. That's another thing. We both work in very different industries, so I feel like the interviewing process is also like very different too, and
I
a
feel
lot
like
of
it
different
could be,
dynamics. Yeah.
because I feel like for like jobs, if you're looking in the communications or even like a little bit of the business industry, I don't think you need to know that much of the lingo right away. I mean, it's always good if you do, but if you get called for an interview, that's when you need to like start researching for sure, just to know some stuff and how to talk to them. But I feel like if you want to apply to something and you don't know anything about it, but you want to get started in that, go ahead and apply. Just like when they call you, start studying basically. Like do like a brief like about us, know what they're about, kind of like get a general sense for like go to like the career pages like of their website if you found like this posting on like a general job board and just look at what they say about like for people with prospective employees, like look at what they say about how the environment is and like what the culture is, so you just know like those are like key things like kind of file away that you might be able to use in your interview or help you answer certain questions that they always ask, like why are you leaving your current job, or why do you find our company so great, or what's interesting about this position for you. And so that's good, like to have like a good background on the company and a little bit of the industry, so you can help use those points to weave into your like responses to those sort of questions.
Yeah. So for social work, you always get those questions too, like why do you want to leave your current job? What makes this position, what's the word I'm looking for? Attractive to you, blah blah blah. But then they also ask you a lot of questions about like the population that you're gonna be working with, like whether you're working with like domestic violence survivors or the mentally ill, etc., etc. Like you need to know a decent amount about that population because they're gonna ask you a lot of specific questions in relation to that population
Mm-hmm.
that you're gonna need to answer. And
Interesting.
in some interviews, they'll also give you like situational questions, like what would you do in this crisis situation, or what would you do in that crisis situation. So if you have some like knowledge of the industry or the population, then you can like be better able to answer those questions. And also, it also depends like what level you're applying. Like, are you
Yeah.
applying for like a bachelor's level, like case
Entries.
manager position, like an entry level position,
Yeah.
or like a like me, like a master's level, like social worker position. Like it's also like different expectations
Yeah.
depending on like what
Yeah.
level of the field you're
Yeah.
trying to get into.
Different expectations and different
Mhm.
questions too,
Yeah.
because like you
Mhm.
have a different set of
Mhm.
experience that they can use
Mhm.
to like get know more about you and find out
Mhm.
why this job is more interesting to you,
Mhm.
or to them, or for them to let you have it.
Mhm.
Because and they do also ask situational questions
Mhm.
in my industry, which is more the communications industry as well. But
Mhm.
also, I think it depends more again, like if you're going for an entry level like assistant or
Mhm.
administrative position versus like a coordinator or like account exec or some sort of
Mhm.
executive or manager position, because then they know you have some
Mhm.
experience that you can draw from, so they can like throw out like a tougher question since you're trying to get to a higher position, because you need
Mhm.
to know how to handle yourself in those situations.
Mhm. Right.
Um,
Yeah. And then also, one thing I'm trying to work on is being more confident in the interview room. Like I feel like I always have like a certain level of confidence, but some interviewers make me feel really uncomfortable. See, my thing in general when dealing with people, like I work off people's vibes. And if people are giving me like a certain vibe where I'm not connecting with who's interviewing me, it's like I feel like off. Maybe I'm not presenting as off, but I feel
oh,
off. I don't know if that like explains it well. Because of the three I've had so far, the second one, like I feel even though the second one I interviewed with the most people, all my two out of the three I interviewed with two people, and one of them I interviewed with four people. And being in the room with those four people felt way more comfortable than being in the room with those other two people
hmm,
because I just like connected more with
the vibes they
those
were
four.
giving you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And I felt like they were also the most prepared for the interview. Like they actually read my resume and like cover letter beforehand. Like they had like very intentional questions for me. Whereas like the other two interviews, they kind of seemed unprepared or like more skittish. Like they were always like referring back to my resume like during the interview, like the, no, no, like, did you email me my resume? I'm like, yes, I applied online, and you sent me an email. Yes, and it's kind of, and then they're like, oh, it's here. Okay, yeah, okay. So it was like
uh,
very. I was like, okay, you're
well,
kind of wing dinging it right
I mean,
now.
I guess that's kind of a little bit. That's definitely like can throw you off.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't feel as bad because I didn't do anything wrong. They're the ones who
No, but it's
like.
just like people's vibes, just like I don't know. Certain things like throw me off, and I don't know. So yeah, that's just like one thing. So just like be more, like or less affected by other people's
Yeah,
vibes. Is what I need to
definitely.
do.
Yeah, be more confident. Even
Mhm.
if you aren't that confident in your everyday life, you need to
Mhm.
be a little bit. Yeah, turn it on a little bit more when you go in an interview.
Mhm.
Even if you're not like, hi guys, hey, what's up, what's
Mhm.
up. I'm not saying
Mhm.
to do that in an interview, but like just
Mhm.
be a little bit more on, look more alert
Mhm.
and like happy to be
Mhm.
interviewing there. And
Mhm.
also another tip that I was taught to like avoid, like if they're like, did you send me your resume? Like to always have like multiple copies on you when you
Mhm.
go to your interview, so it just makes you look more on top of it. Like I have a
Mhm.
copy of my resume for you, so then they'll be like, oh, that's great. Like That's like a
Mhm.
mental note for them. Oh, you're on top of it. You know, you want this position. You're prepared in
Mhm.
case I'm not. So that's kind of like reflecting how you would be if you got that position, like
Mhm.
automatically prepared. And
Mhm.
then making sure that you have good eye contact and like a good
Mhm.
like solid tone to your voice is also
Yeah.
good. And
Yeah.
trying not to sound wishy-washy because that's like
Mhm.
death in an interview, at least in my opinion.
What do you mean by
Like
wishy-washy?
not certain about like how to, when you're answering
Mhm.
questions, if you're not certain,
Mhm.
like I think that it would be good, like stuff,
Mhm.
saying things like that. I feel like that doesn't like
Mhm.
give them any sort of confidence in you or your ability. Even if your
Mhm.
resume displays all these great qualities, if you're not like kind of like vibing or giving
Mhm.
off that you can actually do it in an
Mhm.
interview, it makes them kind of question you, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, in social work, we definitely need to have good eye contact and like a good tone of voice because that's kind of what we do for a living. If you can't look your interviewer in the eye, then I don't know, you're probably not making eye contact with your clients, which connecting with people is like what we do. So you need to know how to do that. And also, I feel like have like go in with your convictions and don't try to like change your convictions based on what you think the interviewer will want to hear.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't be a suck up
yeah,
in an
yeah,
interview. Like,
mhm,
yeah, don't
yeah,
say things that you think are to please the company.
mhm,
Like,
yeah,
you can weave in like their
mhm,
ideals and stuff into your
mhm,
points, but you don't
yeah,
have to change everything about what
mhm,
you are for an
yeah,
interview.
exactly. Like if you feel like a certain approach to working with a certain population is what you believe in, then that's what you should go insane. And that's where you're gonna sound most confident saying too.
Yeah.
Like,
And if you
yeah.
ultimately get that job that you applied
Mhm.
to, and you're pretending to go along with what they
Mhm.
believed in, then you're just gonna kind of might end up being miserable
Yeah,
because you're gonna be doing
exactly.
everything that you didn't really
Yeah.
want to do, but you
See,
said just
yeah.
because.
Before you even get to the interview period, like you really make sure you're applying to companies that have the same philosophy as you, especially in social work. Like you don't want to get into a position where you're working at a job where that goes against your belief system and where you're not doing the type of work that you want to do. Yeah. Only apply to places that you feel you're going to be happy in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand if you're
Mhm.
desperate sometimes, but that doesn't pay out
Mhm.
in the end. It's
Yeah.
better not to be choosy,
Mhm.
but apply to places that if they ask you to come in for an interview,
Mhm.
you
You
want
would
to
want
go into
to.
interview for,
Yeah.
and if they offer
Yeah.
you a position, then you would want to accept it.
Mhm.
In
Yeah.
the end, you're just wasting your time by
Mhm.
submitting a resume to some place that you could
Mhm.
have like been submitting somewhere else.
Yeah. And I also think like as a young social worker, you want to apply to some place that where you can grow, where you're not having the same type of experience every day and where in some place where you say if you did want to stay there for 5 or so years that you wouldn't be in the same position for like all those 5 years
Yeah,
or doing
growth
the
is
same
key.
task for all those 5 years. Yeah.
Growth in any industry is
Mhm.
key. Just knowing that you have the option
Mhm.
to, because nothing's worse than like realizing after putting a year in there
Mhm.
that there's really nowhere else for you to go there, and that you
Mhm.
just feel like you're like a waste of space right there. You're not learning any new.
Mhm.
You're just doing the same
Right.
things over and over again,
Right.
becoming a mindless drone, and
Mhm.
it's not fun.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
growth is
Yeah.
also good. Making sure
Yeah.
that's an option. Getting paid
Mhm.
well is also another
Yeah,
thing.
that's
You wanna.
also like very important, especially when you live in New York like us. Like, in social work, I feel like a lot of like masters of a social workers like we accept salaries that are like beneath us because a lot of companies don't pay us what we deserve. But there are a lot of them that do. I've come to discover in this, job application process. So you can get paid what you deserve. It's out there. I know it's hard to become employed, at least in New York. Like it's becoming harder and harder.
Hmm.
Um, but there are jobs there.
Yeah, you can
There are
get
well
paid
paying
well.
jobs
Yeah.
there with good benefits,
Hmm.
companies that care about their employees. It's just, you gotta keep to it. You gotta be on Idealist or Indeed or
Yeah.
socialservice.com every day.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, and just
Keep your
like,
LinkedIn up to date.
mm-hmm.
Another key thing.
Yeah.
And then for actual interviews that
Mm-hmm.
I think girls should be aware of, don't put on
Mm-hmm.
a lot of makeup. I think that's distracting, especially
Mm-hmm.
like if you're trying to look really cute. That doesn't make it seem
Mm-hmm.
like you're really out for the job as much. Like you can put on a nice, neutral, natural face, but I think if you're putting on like falsies and like a hot pink lip or something, or some coral lips, some like heavy shadow, no.
It
Like,
depends. I
well,
wouldn't do the hot pink lip just because.
I wouldn't put on
Yeah,
heavy shadow.
it depends what you mean by heavy shadow.
Like a smoky eye, or like a purple, like a really bright purple,
Oh,
or bright
no.
blue, or a
No.
silver, or
Yeah,
something like
but it
that.
also depends what kind of job you're going for. And I wouldn't wear that. Like I just put on concealer and mascara, but only on my top lash because I usually do top and bottom. I just did top, and I did concealer, and that was it. But I also have this thing about people thinking I look too young, so. um, but I feel like in social work there's a little bit more liberty in how you dress for an interview or just how you look in general, just because social work is more like accepting people, blah blah blah. Like there's still standards, like you still have to dress up, though you may not have to do the whole blazer deal. Nice shirt, like
For an interview
slacks
or for every day?
for both. Like you
Okay.
may not have to do that. You 9 times out of 10, the people interviewing you are nowhere near dressed up.
Yeah.
They're in like some cargo pants and like a shirt with maybe a sweater.
Okay.
And they usually walk into the interview disheveled, running in from a meeting. Like, so you can take a little bit of liberties, a little bit, but yeah. It also depends what kind of setting you're working in. You're working in a hospital versus are you working on like some like underground community organizing type deal? It
Yeah.
really depends. Because if you're going to interview at Sephora, then you should look a little,
Look cute.
yeah. You might want to go with the hot pink lipstick.
Maybe if you're going to Sephora.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's like at least in like the more of a
Mm-hmm.
corporate, I guess, or like businessy communications
Mm-hmm.
world, it's always good to like you can have a little flair, a little style in the outfits that you
Mm-hmm.
wear, but it's always good to be more conservative than it is to be a little extra. Because if in the end of at the end of the day, if like the company you're going to, you think even though their vibe is casual, but you come in looking like a little bit too casual, they'll hold it against. I know like people at my company when they interview people and they come in looking like a little bit extra, there it's held against them to a certain point. So I think it's always good to be a little bit safe. So in terms of like wearing like a basic a nice skirt with a you can wear a fun blouse and like a nice blazer on top of it, or you don't always have to wear a blazer. You can wear like a nice blouse with like sweater, whatever, like something that
But that's where knowing your industry comes in
Yeah.
handy, because
Yeah.
if you know your industry, then you should know
know.
how to dress for an interview in that
Yeah.
particular industry too. So yeah, I guess those are like basic tips.
Yeah.
Another thing I'm trying to do more is network,
Yeah.
but I think that's just a thing that builds over time. The longer in your industry, the more people you know, and the more people that can help you get to where you want. So I think I'm doing like a fair amount, but I just started, so there's only so much,
You can do in
Yeah,
a short period of time.
yeah.
Yeah. My only other thing would be in terms of interviewing, make sure you follow up quickly. Like after your interview, send an email. It can be day of, and just say like, "Thanks for meeting with me," and also make sure you know what your next steps are after you're done interviewing. And if you don't, you can use it follow up as a way to find out what your next steps are. So you're not just hanging out there. And if you don't hear anything back within like a week or two, it doesn't hurt to send another email because they might have forgotten about you, and that might help them remember you. If they're like just interviewed someone else, they're like, "Oh yeah, this person was good." You never know. It doesn't hurt. If they get annoyed, then that's over. But if they forgot about you, then that's over as well. So
Yeah. You never know.
yeah, those are my little nuggets. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there's always more stuff you can find online. You know how to prep for and typical questions asked, so you can like kind of have a good background.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you just know your resume well. Make sure you know
Mm-hmm.
how to weave it into questions and highlight your experience. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and use like previous interviews as like prep for the next interview. Like,
Mhm.
because if you're interviewing in one field, like what one company asks you is probably going to be similar or even sometimes the exact same as what the next one's going to ask you. So if you weren't prepared before, be prepared next time. Or give an even better answer next time.
Yeah.
Because now I'm thinking back, like, that was a good answer, but I should have said this. You know, because sometimes you forget all the work that you do at
Yeah.
your job. It's like,
Yeah.
I do a lot, but like, how do I make you understand what I do?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Sometimes you try to like oversimplify what you do so that other people can understand, and then it's like, wait, but no, I do like
A
so much
lot,
more than
yeah.
that. Like, you
Maybe
know,
I need to like exaggerate, like
yeah,
just elaborate. I mean, I know
yeah,
everything I do as
yeah,
opposed to like shorten it up quick and sweet.
yeah. Like try to give like a brief synopsis, but then sometimes the brief synopsis makes it look like you only do a little bit, but it's like, no, I do like
Yeah.
so much more. Let me give this more explicit detail next time. But yeah.
So yeah, those are little tips for you guys to like do what you will
Mm-hmm.
with them if you're like, searching and need help. I think they're useful enough. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and they're from two different industry perspectives, so you know,
Mm-hmm.
have at it.
Okay. Well, we gotta go watch Shameless now.
And Game of Thrones.
Well, Game of Thrones, I'm gonna wait till the stream comes
Okay.
online. So